There have been some truly exciting smartphone releases in 2020 thus far, the latest being the iPhone 12 and OnePlus 8T, but how do they stack up in terms of battery performance? This is my real-life battery drain test between the iPhone 12, iPhone 11 Pro Max, Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, OnePlus 8T, OnePlus 8 Pro, and the mammoth-sized 6000 mAh battery underneath the hood of the ASUS ROG Phone 3, with the smallest battery being all the way on the left, the iPhone 12, and the largest being the ROG all the way on the right-hand side. All of them have been updated to their latest available software, Android 11 on the OnePlus devices, Android 10 on the other two Android devices, and iOS 14 on the Apple iPhones over here. We do have the smallest screen being on the iPhone 12 and the largest being on the Note 20 Ultra, and I've dropped them all to 60 Hz to be even this time around, as well as dropping the resolutions of the Samsung and the OnePlus 8 Pro down to Full HD Plus to match the other resolutions over here. You cannot change the iPhone's ones, they sit pretty much between Full HD and QHD Plus panels. We'll be jumping between 15 different applications here. Between each interval, I will also test out its degrees in Celsius to see which one is the coolest and which one is the hottest. This is my real-life battery drain test. This is Tech Nick, and without further ado, let's go. Of course, all of them have been plugged in at the same time over here. All are reading 100% battery life. We are using a heat gun during the time intervals like I mentioned earlier, with an emissivity level of 0.5 since it seems to be the best in terms of electronic device readings. We'll be testing out the temperature with a room temperature around 24 degrees in Celsius during each time interval, and so far the hottest one seems to be the OnePlus 8T and the coolest being the iPhone 12, but of course they are all plugged on charge over here. Unplugging them over here now, there is quite a lot on the screen. We have the timer interval at the top right hand corner. The percentages above each phone underneath each branding of the phone model is in relation to that time interval. This is not real time. Underneath the battery percentage, we do have the current degrees in Celsius during that time interval, the previous time interval, and we have a couple specs at the bottom of the screen in case you guys forget what these phones are all about. After the first 30 minutes, 97% on the iPhone 12, 99 on the 11 Pro Max, 95 on the Note 20 Ultra, 99 on the 8T, very impressive there, 96 on the 8 Pro, and still 100% on the ROG Phone 3 after 30 minutes here. Now we're moving on to Spotify. We're playing some random music over here. Bottom right hand corner is indeed the current app if you have not seen that yet. We're nearing the 1 hour mark interval over here, and guys, this test took a hell of a long time to do, so a sub to the channel would be appreciated. After just 1 hour, we only have 99% on the ROG Phone 3, just dropping by 1% here, 92% on the 8 Pro, 96 on the 8T, beating the 8 Pro even though it has a slightly smaller battery, 92 on the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, matching the 8T with the same size battery. The smaller battery iPhone 11 Pro Max is above those devices, and just underneath that is the iPhone 12, impressive since it has the smallest battery of the bunch over here, sitting at 93%. With the coolest there was the ROG Phone, and the hottest being the 8 Pro. After 1 hour and 31 minutes, 86% on the iPhone 12, a percent higher than that, the 11 Pro Max. Same as the iPhone 12, the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra with a much bigger battery over here, 88% for the 8T, now surpassing the Note 20 Ultra, 85% on the 8 Pro, just behind the iPhone 12, and the ROG Phone 3 is still in the 90s with 94%, and it is still the coolest device here with 37.8 degrees in Celsius as opposed to 45 on the 8T. Moving on to the 2 hour mark interval, 82% on the iPhone 12, now a 2% drop from the iPhone 11 Pro Max. It does indeed have a bigger battery though. 82% matching that still of the iPhone 12 is indeed the Note 20 Ultra. Beating those two devices, the OnePlus 8T, the OnePlus 8 Pro is quite a bit lower than everything else at the moment with 80%, and the ROG Phone 3 is still above 90% after 2 hours. That is just mental. We're on Twitter at the moment and getting to the 2 hour 30-minute mark. 78% on the iPhone 12, matching that is the Note 20 Ultra. 2% more than that, the iPhone 11 Pro Max. 1% less than that, the OnePlus 8T. 4% below the 8T is its older brother, bigger brother, better brother, arguably, the OnePlus 8 Pro. And the still current lead champion is the ASUS ROG Phone 3 with 88%. The hottest device at the current moment is the OnePlus 8T, and the coolest one is indeed the iPhone 12, though the iPhone 12 does come with new ceramic shield material, so maybe it's kind of trapping in the heat within the device itself. It's not really showing us the true heat when using the heat gun. Nevertheless, after the 3 hour interval, we have 74% on the iPhone 12, same as the Note 20 Ultra, no surprise over there. 2% ahead of that is the iPhone 11 Pro Max, 1% behind that is the OnePlus 8T, 4% behind that, the OnePlus 8 Pro, and still in the lead, still in the 80% mark is the ROG Phone 3 with 85%. Jumping through YouTube videos over here, we're reaching that 3 hour and 34 minutes time interval. I was just 4 minutes delayed over there. You'll have to forgive me. 69% on the iPhone 12, 72% now, 3% lead on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. The best over here is still indeed the ROG Phone 3, with the worst being the OnePlus 8 Pro with 65%. A slightly bigger battery than the AT, but the AT is 5% better than that. And the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra is now beating the iPhone 12 and matching the OnePlus 8T with 70%. After the 4 hour mark interval, 64% on the iPhone 12, a 3% lead now to the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra over the iPhone 12, and a 4% lead to the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which is indeed 1% better than the Note 20 Ultra. The Note 20 Ultra is indeed matched by the 8T with 67%, the 8 Pro is falling quickly with 61%, and the ROG Phone 3 is the only one still in green above 75% on that 80% mark interval. We're testing a selfie video recording over here at 1080p 30 fps, since the OnePlus devices are indeed capped at that, and that is how I tested throughout all of my drone tests on my channel in previous months. After the 4 hour 30-minute interval, 56% on the iPhone 12, 59 on the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, 61 on the 11 Pro Max, now 5% ahead of the 12, though it does have a bigger battery like I mentioned earlier. The AT is pulling ahead of the Note 20 Ultra, 2% more there. The 8 Pro is falling quickly with 53% in the ROG Phone 3. It's finally dropped below 80% with 74%. After 5 hours though, the ROG Phone 3 is now at 68% after recording a 4K 30 frames per second video using back cams. 41% now below 50% on the 8 Pro, which is indeed also the hottest device. Coolest device being the iPhone 12, and it is sitting at 47% over here. Same as the Note 20 Ultra, which has pretty much double the size battery. 55% on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which is beating the OnePlus 8T with 52%, but the 8T is beating the Note 20 Ultra by 5%, and the 8 Pro is 9% below the 8T over here. Now moving to the 5 hour 31 minute mark, 33% on the iPhone 12, the Note 20 Ultra 36, so a 3% lead over there. 11% higher than the iPhone 12 is indeed the iPhone 11 Pro Max. OnePlus 8T is just 1% below the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which is very impressive. The 11 Pro Max has pretty much broken records on my channel in previous drain tests. The 8 Pro is falling quickly, like I've mentioned, 56% on the ROG Phone 3, even after rocking a couple heavy benchmarks over here. The ROG Phone 3 does seem to automatically turn on X mode. I did make sure it was off and that no applications were using X mode, but with one of the benchmarks, it popped on automatically. I did indeed disable it. However, after the 6 hour interval on the iPhone 12, we have 20%, 18% on the 8 Pro. Those are the two lowest devices, 32% on the 11 Pro Max, now beating the 8T. Both of them quite a bit ahead of the Note 20 Ultra, even though the 8T has the same size battery. The ROG Phone, after 6 hours, 30 minutes, 47%, finally below that 50% mark, 14% on the iPhone 12. 11 Pro Max is on 25%, 11% ahead of the iPhone 12 over here. Note 20 Ultra is ahead of the iPhone 12, but the 8T is 6% ahead of the Note 20 Ultra. 11% left juice wise on the OnePlus 8 Pro after playing Subway Surfers over here. We're reaching that 7 hour mark interval and reaching 7 hours and 5 minutes, 9% on the iPhone 12, 20% on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. It's pretty much beating it by 11% every single time interval over here. 16% on the Note 20 Ultra, well ahead of the iPhone 12 now. The OnePlus 8T is dropping quite a bit now, getting pretty close to the Note 20 Ultra. 4% on the OnePlus 8 Pro. It should be the first to go out here. 43% on the ROG Phone 3. And yes, indeed, the OnePlus 8 Pro caps out at 7 hours and 20 minutes. I regard 6 hours as excellent battery screen on time. So 7 hours, 20 minutes on the OnePlus 8 Pro is still fantastic, though we are using 60 Hz refresh rate panels over here, and it can do 120 Hz at QHD Plus, and we've limited to Full HD Plus over here, so it's not necessarily the best time for what the device is actually capable of. 2% left on the iPhone 12 now, and it clocks out at 7 hours and 37 minutes, just 17 minutes longer than the OnePlus 8 Pro, but it has a significantly smaller battery size than the OnePlus 8 Pro. If you look at the milliamp hours per minute reading, we got pretty much 6 milliamp hours per minute on the iPhone, as opposed to over 10 on the OnePlus 8 Pro, meaning that if the iPhone had a bigger battery, it would absolutely dominate the rest of these devices. We'll get to that later at the end of the test. The Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra capped out over there 7 hours 51 minutes, just slightly after the iPhone 12 over there, and it didn't get a better milliamp hour reading, even though it beat the iPhone 12. And after that 8 hour interval hit, we got 11% on the 11 Pro, 6% on the AT, which is still doing fantastic. fantastic. I must add 30% on the ROG Phone 3 is absolutely incredible. And after 8 hours and 14 minutes, the OnePlus 8T says goodbye. Still absolutely incredible screen on time for a OnePlus device, let alone the standard 8T variant and not the Pro variant. Much better than its older brother, especially when it comes to milliamp hour reading per minute with 9.11 as opposed to 10.25 on the 8 Pro, though the Note 20 Ultra had better screen on time in terms of milliamp hours per minute to the OnePlus 8 Pro. None of them have beaten the iPhone 12's incredible 6 milliamp hours per minute over here. And we're reaching that 9-hour mark interval. Can these two monstrous phones compete against each other? The ROG Phone 3 and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. 2% left of juice on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. 18% left still after 9 hours on the ROG Phone 3. The ROG Phone 3 didn't quite hit 9 hours when I had it set to 144 Hz display in my previous drain test of it. I'll get to that a little bit later in a comparison, but as for right now, the iPhone 11 Pro Max finished at 9 hours and 8 minutes, which is still incredible. Still not better milliamp hour per minute reading compared to its little brother, the iPhone 12, if only they paired it with a bigger battery. The ROG Phone 3 is still going after 9 hours and 30 minutes with 11% of juice left. Playing loads of games over here and jumping into regular tasks, it is doing a phenomenal job at 60 Hz. If you want the best battery smartphone around, I definitely recommend the ROG Phone 3, though just bear in mind that if you go up to 144 Hz, you're going to get a few hours less screen on time than what you're seeing right here. And I also don't have the brightnesses maxed up. I would use the Lux luminous meter at the start of the test to make sure they were all matched. But after 10 hours, guys, 10 hours, there is still 4% of battery left on the Asus ROG Phone 3. Absolutely incredible. After that 10-hour, 10-minute mark, we're hitting at 10 hours and 14 minutes. It finally clocks out. Can you believe it? The longest lasting smartphone I've ever had on my channel. That is just absolutely insane. But I have to mention that the milliamp hours per minute reading on the ROG Phone 3 was still not quite as good as the reading of the iPhone 12 with around 6. The ROG Phone had 9.77. So if the iPhone had the same battery capacity as the ROG Phone, it would have done a better job. I'll compare that right at the end of the test. It should be really interesting. 6th place over here, the OnePlus 8 Pro with 7 hours and 20 minutes with its 4510 milliamp hour cell. Still absolutely fantastic battery life for this incredible smartphone. The iPhone 12 does indeed have an efficient 5nm chip, though it placed 5th place with 7 hours and 37 minutes. Still absolutely incredible for a tiny under 3000 milliamp hour battery. The Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra with almost 8 hours of screen on time here is still fantastic, even though it has a smaller battery than its bigger brother, the S20 Ultra. 3rd place is allocated to the OnePlus 8T, which absolutely impressed me over here. Of course, it was set to 60 Hz like all of the devices over here, but 8 hours and 14 minutes is fantastic. Same battery size as the Samsung. A smaller battery size than both of them, though, is the iPhone 11 Pro Max, getting a whopping 9 hours and 8 minutes, even though I've used this phone for a solid year. Incredible. What is even more incredible, 1st place, the ROG Phone 3 with over 10 hours of screen on time, though I must add it has twice the battery capacity as the iPhone 12, but not twice the screen on time. Here are the screen on time results of all the devices ever seen on my channel. And the first thing that you'll notice is that the Asus ROG Phone 3 is now on top with over 10 hours. 2nd place was the Redmi K30 Pro Zoom Edition with 9 hours and 29 minutes, of course also set to 60 Hz. Then the iPhone 11 Pro Max also set to 60 Hz over 9 hours. 4th place was indeed the Asus ROG Phone 3 with 144 Hz set. It got 8 hours and 37 minutes. If all of these devices had the same 6000 milliamp hour cell that the behemoth Asus ROG Phone 3 had, take note of the bottom of the devices over here. The iPhone 12 would place first with that size battery. Remember, I am using the milliamp hour reading per minute over here in order to work this out. 2nd place would then be the iPhone 11 Pro Max. It would stay in the same place. The ROG Phone 3 would drop down to 5th. 6th would be the OnePlus 8 Pro. The OnePlus 8T would stick to 3rd, and the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra would be in 4th, right behind the 8T. If only all smartphones could incorporate such massive batteries and keep them as slim as the ROG Phone 3. But the reality is the only smartphone with this size cell on this table right now is indeed the king from Asus, and it has done a great job nonetheless. Maybe not the best milliamp hour per minute reading, but in a real life situation, it is always going to come on top with 60 60 Hz. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I did making it. A sub to the channel would really be appreciated. This is TechNick, and I'll see you in the next one.